Howdy y'all, and welcome to Jab playing Satisfactory Plus 1.0 Season 2. Alright guys, we had to do a restart. We were playing on an alpha build, and basically when you're doing early access builds, things happen. Well, they redid the recipes for balancing and stuff like that, and so we're going to redo this. Before you ask on how can you do this, I'm basically saying I have early access because in order to be able to do this, there's a couple things you have to do. You have to be playing on 1.0, and if you've updated on Epic, there's no way going back. On Steam, there is a way. Plus, there's a bunch of other hoops that you have to jump through one way or another. As soon as this is available on 1.0 and to the public, I will let you guys know about it. But from this standpoint of just think of this as that I've got early access and I'm sharing with you what it is that we have. All right, we've already landed on the planet. I've already, equipped my Xenobasher, right? We've got the hub, and basically it's telling us, hey, we need to scan for this stuff that's called sit right, right? In the base game, that's basically iron. In this game, in this version, it will become iron. There should be some right over here, and I'll show you what it looks like. Right, it's very cool looking. There it is. There it is, and we've got pure ore at node, and we're just going to knock the node off.
Next objective,
and let Ada talk.
Use the build gun to construct the hub. Iron is a base component necessary for all near future progress, so ensure you build the hub close to iron sources. Fix it does not pay by the kilometer.
Okay, so I've got 56 in my pocket. We're gonna come up here. We're gonna go ahead and build the hub. This looks like a good place to put it, and we'll just go into our build menu, and you know what? Spin it around kind of like that, and Bob's your uncle, and it's down.
Hub foundation built. The hub terminal and crafting bench are only the humble beginnings of a successful Fix-It pioneer, but essential for the next steps of onboarding. Once finished, the hub will function as your base of operations. Next objective, complete hub upgrade 1.
Okay, so we have a semblance of a hub, and what we have over here is the crafting bench, and we have the hub, and the hub's basically going to tell us, hey, we need to unlock this by sending it 10 rods, and we'll unlock 5 inventory slots, equipment shop, portable miner, and iron wire. So we'll go ahead and accept that, and let's talk about the differences in Satisfactory Plus. So we get citrite ore, and what you do with citrite ore is you change it into hand crushed citrite ore, and they're calling it hand crushed because we're crushing it by hand on the crafting bench. After we get that, then we can turn it into ingots. And then you can take the ingots and you can turn them into iron rods and iron plates, just like the regular game. It's for one, so one rod per, 1 ingot per iron rod. It's 6 ingots for 4 plates. So we need 10 of these bad boys, and all right. We'll turn around and put it in the box, send it to Ada, and find out what's next.
Hub upgrade 1, storage and frame, completed. Equipment like the portable miner can now be made in the workshop. Congratulations on completing your first milestone, the first of many providing access to new recipes and technologies for the Fix-It mission. Next objective, complete hub upgrade 2.
All right, before we complete upgrade 2, we got a frame in here. We've got a storage box, so we can put stuff in here. And if we look at the unlocks, we did unlock a equipment workshop. So we're going to go ahead and make one of these really quick. So we need 5 rods and some plates, and we're going to go ahead and put it down because it's important, and we need one of these. So in the equipment workshop, we can make equipment, right? We can make another zapper if we lose ours, but basically what we want to do is we want some portable miners. Let's get enough to make 6. I don't know if I have enough to, probably not. So what I'll have to do is I'll just have to come down here and we'll get 50 ore, right? It sucks by doing this by hand, but you know, hey, we'll speed it up. All right, get up there. So we got that. We're gonna go ahead and change these really quick into the parts that we need. All right, just like that, we got all the pieces and parts that we need. We'll craft the portable miners really quick. And these will save our wrists and our hands because these things will mine for us instead of us having to bang on the rocks ourselves. So we'll go ahead and put 3 down here really quick. And the way you put them down is simply open up your inventory, stick it in your hand, right? And then poof, 1, 2, 3. Hit H, make the hand go away, and let's go up to the hub and find out what it is that we need to unlock next. All right, so it's telling us if we make rods, plates, and wire. So we'll have to learn about wire. We don't know how to do that. We'll get a new resource, a smelter, a power line, and this is how we get copper. All right, not a problem. So let's take a look at this. And look at iron wire. Iron wire is simply 2 iron rods, make 3 iron wire. So, all right, I had to go into my settings and make it come up. So we need 15 wire and 10 plates and 10 that. So let's get that. Let's get these. And not quite enough. So we'll come down here. And these things have a capacity of 100, and when they fill up they'll just stop and we can just say thank you very much. We take it and I can come back up here. I can try to come back up here. We'll come back up here. We'll get the last of what it give me a second. All right, we got all the pieces and parts that we need. Fill the hopper up, send it off. Make Ada happy.
Hub upgrade 2, power and shell, completed. The smelter can turn raw ore such as copper and iron into ingots, and the biomass burner generates power when fueled. Fun fact, most of the native flora and fauna is compatible with Fixit technology. Fueling the biomass burner with inappropriate materials will result in deductions or even cancellation of your yearly bonus. Next objective, complete hub upgrade 3.
All right, that's beautiful. We get a yearly bonus. All right, so it works the same way as it does in the base game. We put fuel in it. We get 20 megawatts out of it per one. We have one for right now. That is cool. We have unlocked the ability to scan for something else called calinate. And there's going to be some off on the distance out there, 382 meters. We'll go out there and we'll do that. We'll also look at what else we've unlocked. We've unlocked the ability to make a smelter and a power line, which is cool. So we'll go ahead and put that on our to-do list. And actually, in order to do that, we need to head over to there. But before we head over there, let's hit this and we'll make a to-do list of what we need in the future. And I'm gonna go ahead and run out there, and when we get to the node, I'll show it to you guys. Okay guys, here's where the node is. I'm gonna go ahead and hit H to bring that. I'm gonna drop one down, hit H to make it go away. We'll knock the top off, and I basically need like 50 of these bad boys in my pocket. And there's 25. So Yo, go away. All right, just in case you want to know, I do have all the animals turned off, and the reason why I have the animals turned off is simply Satisfactory Plus is a hard enough mod as it is. I don't need to be fighting animals. I need to be fighting with my brain. This is how I choose to play the game. Don't hate on me. All right, we got our 50 ore, and I'm going to head back off to the hub really quick. All right, we made it back to the hub. Let's take a look at, see how this calinate works. So the calinate works basically the same way the sit right does. We take the ore, we have to hand crush it, right? It's the only option that we have right now. And then once we hand crush it, we can turn it into impure ingots. It's 2 hand crush for 2 ingots. And then after that, we can turn the ingots into copper rods. As soon as it's done, ting, 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 ting. All right, it's 2 for 3. The copper rods can be turned into 3 copper rods turns into 5 copper wire, and 6 wire turns into 3 cable. So yeah, you figure it out. I need we're gonna need 15 wire, so that won't be very hard. There's our 15 wire. We need 10 rods. And what else do we need? We need 20 plates and 15 iron wire. So we'll go back into here and no. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to hand crush all this iron really quick. And I'm going to make enough ingots to be able to make the smelter. All right, so there's that. We need that, and I need that, and a little bit of that. And then we'll put the smelter down. We can put a smelter here. Hook a wire in between that and there because we don't have poles yet. And we'll look at this. So it's impure. It takes 30 a minute, makes 30 a minute at the 1 for 1 slot, but I don't have any fuel. Now, when you're in the desert, the best thing for fuel is wood, right? So if you just run around and find some twigs here and there are some that's roughly close that we can grab for right now. But there is, I'll show you a spot where there's more. But basically, we just need just enough just to get going for just now. And there should be just enough just around here. Just like I said, it's not forever, it's just for now. And that should be enough. I've got 1 in the box. We'll pick up the 1 in the box. And I will show you a place where we can get more of this stuff at a better rate. And then all we have to do is, you know, fill this bad boy up, you know, take the 22 that we have, give this that, let it run, and then we'll finish up. We'll get the rest of the pieces and parts that we needed to complete this, and when I have them all, I'll bring you all back. All right, guys, we're back. I've got all the pieces and parts that we needed. In between the automated miners and the smelter is making the job a lot easier. I just got to wait a little longer.
Hub Upgrade 3, Interior Furnishing, completed. The constructor can produce simple parts, and power poles allow for the expansion of the power grid. When you make the inevitable mistake, Fix-It's dismantling feature is designed to salvage all resources used during construction, in line with our zero waste policy. We understand that Fix-It pioneers are only human and thus prone to error. Next objective, complete Hub Upgrade 4.
All right, let's go see what we've unlocked. And we've basically unlocked the ability to, you know, modify ourselves. And hey, we got a bathroom and a place to sleep and all that other good stuff. So what did we unlock? We unlocked the ability to find lazurite ore, which is off in the distance over there. And we'll go deal with that for a second. And what else did we unlock? We unlocked the constructors, we unlocked power poles. So yeah, we've got some automation going, and what it wants us to do is it wants us to plates, cable, and concrete. All right, cool. We know how to make all that stuff except for concrete. How's concrete made? We can make concrete off of lazurite ore, right? So we need to go get lazurite ore. And while we're at it, we also need to go get wood. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go off into the distance over yonder, right? We'll run over there and we'll put some miners down. All right, here is the node. I should have 2 left, and we'll put those things down and we'll let those things go. I'm going to go ahead over here and I'm going to pick up the, well, we'll call it copper, even though it's not copper. And then off in the distance, I'll show you where we can get a bunch of wood and grass and stuff like that. Little side note, if you made it this far and you're not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing, right? Hit the notifications, turn the bell on so you can find out more content about Satisfactory Plus and you won't miss any next videos. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it's greatly appreciated. All right, so we're over here, and then, basically all we got to do is, hit the E button, right? The E button picks everything up, and basically that's what we want to do is we just want to run around here and we want to pick everything up that we can. I do want to show you something. There should be one roughly somewhere around here-ish somewhere. I call them loot boxes, right? There's loot boxes on the ground, occasionally places, I can't exactly remember where, but it's like little chests, and they'll have goodies in them that, that you get to pick up. I haven't run across one yet, but we will. And when I find one, I'll show it to you. I could have sworn there was one here, but maybe, hang on a second. If I run around really quick, I might be able to see one. If not, no big deal. It is what it is. But I think I've got enough for what we need for right now, and we'll go ahead and head back and we'll pick up the lazurite ore that we need, and I will see you guys at the hub. And while we're at it, this is a good time to give a shout out to the farmhands. Yo, I want to give a shout out to all the farmhands out there. You guys' support and love is amazing. It inspires me to continue to make content for you guys, and you guys rock. All right, we made it back to the hub. Let's see what we got here. Hey, that takes care of that. And while we're at it, before we get started, we should go ahead and get us, we're gonna need one of those, probably 4 of those. Let's grab us one of these and one of those to add to our list. And everything on the list I've showed you how to make, with the exception of screws. Iron screws are 2 rods make 5 screws, so you know how that's made. Let me go ahead and make all this stuff really quick, and we'll put those buildings down and I'll show you how they work. All right, I got all the pieces and parts down. Let's put down 1 power pole, and let's get a smelter and a constructor. Right, there we go. And then we'll hook these things up. The power poles have the same requirements as before. They cap out at 4 connections, so there we go. And we're going to make this one in pure copper. It's 24 a minute for 24, so copper is different. And in here, I want to make concrete. Concrete is made out, and the constructor is made out of crushed stone. How do we get crushed stone? Well, we'll cover that in a minute. We can't make it just yet. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and handcraft the 50 that we need. Now there's 2 different ways that we can go about it. I could handcraft it this way, Actually, no, this is the only way to handcraft it. I got confused and I was thinking about the older version. That didn't take too terribly long. We got all the pieces of parts that we need, and we need to fill up the power supply again.
Hub upgrade 4, landing platform and utilities completed. Conveyor belts connect the output of one building to the input of another and transport resources. Due to past incidents, I have been asked to issue a clarification. Portable miners, obviously, do not have a connection for conveyor belts. There is nothing to suggest, visually or functionally, that they can be connected to portable miners. If this is something you struggle with, do not worry. Fixit has alternative uses for all their pioneers. Next objective, complete hub upgrade 5.
All right, let's find out what we need to do upgrade 5. We need 10 plates we haven't learned about, and the other things we get 3 slots of inventory, modular miner, a head. The head goes with the miner storage container. We unlock 10 rods and reinforced plates. Very cool. What did we unlock? We unlocked this thing called a crusher. All right, the crusher is very important. It's a new piece of equipment that you guys may or may not know. So let me go ahead and get the pieces and parts that I need for it. And once I get all the pieces and parts, I'll show you what it does and how we go about it. All right, we got all the pieces and parts that we need. I'm gonna go ahead and put the crusher down here because it's a big boy. And we'll get this lined up. So let's put this down here like that. Let's get us a power pole here. And then we'll hook up power from here to there. And then we need to do a little bit of magic around here. Let's see. Disconnect that one, go from here to there, to there. All right, so first things first, let me fill this bad boy up with, take that. Let me grab some iron ore or shitrite ore. All right, so we'll take all of that, and all that. We will definitely need you for the future. And we'll come over here and we'll go into the crusher. Basically, the crusher does what you think it does. It's going to crush the ore for us, so we don't have to do it by hand anymore, right? Doing stuff by hand sucks. All right, so we have 3 recipes. One's for shitrite, one's for kaolite, one's for lazurite, and it basically does what you think it does, right? You put ore in, and it gives you crushed out, but it gives you also stone, right? So let me do that. And do I have enough to make belts? I may or may not. Yo. All right, what am I missing? Concrete and screws. All right, give me a second. All right, we're back, and I just need a little bit just so I can show you what it does, right? So one side's actually going to put out crushed ganja, or what is stone, right? Crushed stone. The other side's going to put out our citrite, and basically it runs. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this out of here and that out of there, and then I'll show you what the crushed stone does. We can make concrete out of the crushed stone in the constructor, so we don't have to make it by hand anymore. And it's 3 makes 1. It's 45 a minute, 15. It makes 15 a minute. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but it works. What else did we unlock? Anything else in here? Oh yeah, the 10 plates. All right, 10 plates require 10 ingots. All right, so you're just like, well, Jab, how do we get 10 ingots? Well, what we do is we go into here, and impure tin ingots is made out of crushed diorite. So crushed diorite can make two different things. One's tin and the other one is iron. Well, in order to make tinned plates, now remember this, it's tinned, not tin. And it took me a while to to understand that, but basically we can handcraft them, but in the future they'll be made out of in the assembler. So it's 9 ingots and 6 plates make 12. So that's how that works. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and make a list over here, and I'm just gonna shuttle stuff from here to here to here and get everything made, and I'll bring you back when I've got all the pieces and parts. Quick side note, I forgot to mention it's 4 megawatts to run the crushers, so they're not very energy hungry, so don't be afraid to use them. The other thing is, let's come into the crafting bench, and we'll also look at the recipes that I hadn't talked about that we unlocked, which are not there, so they are in the build menu. The belts require plates and screws to make Mark 1 belts. Yes, it requires screws. The same thing with the lifts and the conveyor poles. So yeah, if you hate screws, you're gonna hate them even more in here, but it's a thing. Let me grab the ingots. I think the ingots are the last thing I need to be able to make what we need, and yeah, get this going really quick, and then fill the box of everything that we need. Bob. Oh, all right. I'm missing a couple things. Give me a second. All right, we've got the missing pieces. Top that off, top that off. All right, let's see what Ada has to say.
Hub Upgrade 5, Power Expansion, completed. The miner, unlike portable miners, can be connected to conveyor belts and requires power to function. Caution: as you expand, the energy demand of your production may exceed the capacity of your power grid. The onboarding program was established because fix-it pioneers often experience memory issues after planetfall. If you are experiencing nosebleeds, nausea, existentialism, or an itchy scalp, there is no need for concern. This should pass within 5 to 7 workdays. Next objective: complete Hub Upgrade 6.
All right, let's see what we need for 6. 6 is 10 plates, 10. All right, so we've seen everything. The only thing we haven't seen is what does it take to make 10 rods? And 10 rods are simply 2 tin ingots makes 1 rod. Not a problem. I showed you how to make everything else. Let's look into here, see, did we unlock? We unlocked storage boxes, and we've unlocked the miner. I will go ahead and get the components to make the miner, and give me a second. We'll be right back. All right, I've got all the pieces and parts. All I'm going to do is clear the node. So let's just grab that, grab that, grab that. And all I got to do is put down the miner. So we'll build that really quick. And I'm going to tell you right now, this miner is not your dad's miner. This is completely different, right? It's got 2 outputs. You're like, well, what does that mean, Chad? Well, it means it's got 2 outputs. So let's put some belts on it, and then I'll show you how this bad boy works. So there's 1, and there's 2, and all I gotta do now is get rid of that, grab from there to there, and this is a pure node, and basically what it's going to do is it's going to give us 60 a minute, right? You get 120, it splits it in half, right? Now here's what I'm going to tell you: you have to use both of them. You just can't use one, because what will end up happening is if one of these sides gets blocked, it doesn't work. So keep that in mind when you're doing stuff, but it's super cool. And it uses 7 megawatts. Yeah, it's using 7 megawatts. So it is cool. It is different. I love it. So let's come into here and let's see, do I have everything that we need to send it off? It looks like it, almost. Do I have more concrete in here? No, I'm missing more than just concrete. I'm missing 10 rods, or 10 rods. And some concrete. What am I missing? Like 13 concrete. All right, it won't take terribly long. But as you can see, this mod does take everything that's cool about Satisfactory and it expands it into, more, right? It's a little more complex. It's a little more complicated, but I feel like it's more rewarding, right? I feel like it's well worth it. And what am I missing? Oh, I can't count. It's 24 of these, not 23. Talked. Really? All right, hang on a second. I think I just noticed something, and I didn't know that was a thing. But we'll talk about this. I don't think you can handcraft 10 ingots. I could be wrong, but I was looking in there and I didn't see it on the crafting bench. Let me double check. No. Oh wait. Oh, you can. You can handcraft 10 ingots. All right, I just missed it, but that's all right. Oh, you were the one I took the power away from. This is why we can't have nice things. All right, just give me a couple ingots. I don't know if it was 3 for 1, 1 for 1, 4 for 1, but I grabbed enough just to be on the safe side. It is 2 for 1. All right, cool. All right, now can we have it? All right, we'll send it off and...
Hub upgrade 6, landing platform hydraulics completed. Freighter landing initialized. Congratulations, you have completed onboarding and achieved the absolute minimum skill level required of a Fix-It pioneer. Fix-It looks forward to your future achievements, because a future with Fix-It is a future with you. Tier 1 and 2 milestones are now available in the hub, and biomass burners can now be built individually. Your first official objective is to initiate project assembly by building the space elevator. This objective will take a significant amount of resources, so Fix-It recommends getting to work.
All right, now that we've unlocked that, we have tier 1 and tier 2. There is more stuff. There's base buildings, there's ore sorting, assemblers, Mark IIs, and field research, windows. There is a blueprint builder in Mark 1. In tier 1, and then we have basic bronze production, advanced biomass energy, advanced sorting, smart plating, the awesome shop, modular miner smelting. So there is smelting in the game for the miners, and then a Mark II blueprint. So the next time we get together, we'll pick up where we left off, and not exactly sure where we're going to start off, but I'm leaning towards the blueprint builder, but we'll probably go into maybe ore sorting, because ore sorting will give us a better, it will give us crushed iron, which will give us a better iron ingot, and we can stretch our stuff out further. So, it is what it is. All right, guys. Oh, wait, take that. Yep, you go away. All right, guys, I I appreciate you hanging out with me. If you got any questions or concerns, leave it in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this. And yeah, hey, if I don't see you between now and then, have a fantastic week. And as always, happy farming.